In these examples, we're going to look at more complicated inverse functions and how to do them. So the first example here is f of x equal to 3x plus 2. If you're struggling, draw a number machine out. So you would multiply by 3 first and then add 2. To reverse the process, you would take away 2 and then divide by 3, divide everything by 3. So you can either put the x minus 2 in brackets and divide by 3 or put a third. I prefer to put a third in the front, but it doesn't matter what way you do it. With part B, first thing I would do is I would rewrite it and put the x's first. So it's negative 2x plus 6. So a number machine would look like multiplying by negative 2 and then adding 6. So the inverse function, f negative 1 of x, is subtract 6 and divide by negative 2. So subtract 6 and divide by negative 2 or negative a half. Now often it's a better way to write it is to have a positive multiplier. So if I change that to a positive multiplier here to keep everything the same value, I would need to change that to a positive, that to negative, and that to a positive. So that would be a plus 6, take away x, and a positive a half. So that would look like this. I would rearrange this to 6 minus x instead of negative x plus 6. Okay, so in these examples we're going to find the inverse function and then we're going to substitute the inverse function into the actual function and see what happens. So first two examples we did in the previous page, that was a third of x minus 2. This one we just did half 6 minus x. And this function, x subtract 1 divided by 3. So the first thing you want to do is multiply by 3 and then you want to add 1 to that. That's your inverse function. Okay, so we have to substitute the inverse inside the actual function. So you're substituting this in here. So the first thing you write is f of a third x minus 2, and then we're going to put all of that in place of the x there. So we're going to multiply it all by 3 and then add 2. Remember to use brackets properly here. 3 times all of that and then plus 2. So 3 times this is really just 3 times a third x minus 2. So 3 times a third is 1, so you've basically got x minus 2 plus 2, which just goes to x. In the next example here, we'll substitute all of this in here. So write it inside your brackets first, and then all of it there. So 6 minus 2 brackets, then this, and then close brackets. So that's going to be 2 multiplied by a half, which is 1. So 6 take away 1 times 6 minus x. So that's going to be 6 take away 6, and then a plus x because you've got a negative multiplier. So that's just going to go to x. In the last example here, we're going to substitute 3x plus 1 up here. So it's going to be 3x plus 1 going in there. 3x plus 1 take away 1 all over 3. So 3x plus 1 take away 1 is just 3x over 3, and that gives us x. And you'll start to notice every time here we've got x. And this is the case when you substitute the inverse into the actual function. What you're doing is you're going on a journey away from x, and then your inverse takes you all the way back, and that's why you get x as an answer. Every time you substitute the inverse back in to the actual function, you will get x.